What's going on, everybody? It's NaVell J, and welcome into a special edition of The Buzz here at Buzzworthy Radio. We're heading back to the Tribeca Festival that took place last month in New York City, where I spoke with some of the filmmakers and actors behind some of the short films that are exploring some of the biggest questions we have today: technology, identity, connection, loss, and what it truly means to be human. From the digital relationships explored in Verse, to the questions surrounding grief and memory in HOLO, to the themes of sacrifice and personal growth in Imprint. These conversations go beyond the films themselves and examine the choices we make, the experiences that shape us, and how we navigate an ever-changing world. Sit back and relax and enjoy our special bonus episode of The Buzz.
Welcome to Buzzworthy Radio. Here's your host, NaVell J.
Sappir, Noam, NaVell. Reading the description of this movie, this guy has a virtual reality girlfriend? Is that the concept of this?
Yes.
Okay. So what exactly is he doing? Because I'm just so enamored with this right now, because I guess in essence he needs to confront this virtual reality girlfriend. Like what? Please explain.
So he's playing a VR game that he plays a lot, and it's kind of serves as his virtual world that he enjoys actually more than the real world. And on that world, he's made a connection with a woman who's become his online girlfriend. And the movie's about the first time that they get to actually meet IRL in real life.
Wow. So let me ask you this, because this just makes me think of like the whole AI conversation, and there's been a lot of things where we heard in media that people are conversing with AI so much that they are not real life conversing with people anymore. Was that a basis of why you made this short, or was it just a coincidence of why you made this?
Yeah, I think like there's such a digital loneliness epidemic, especially among men, but really for everyone. And I think we were really curious about how our online personas, how we behave, whether it's social media or gaming or anything really, like how that impacts who you are offline and vice versa.
The personas we create too, of the people we are online versus how we
are
in
in
our real
person.
life. Yeah.
And part of the tension in the film.
Because you feel like you can be more yourself, or you can put that persona of who you wish to be.
Absolutely.
Well, it's both too. Like
It's
some
both.
people
Yes.
have found, like a lot of people from the queer community or neurodivergent people have found really incredible communities online.
That actually serve as safe places.
Yeah.
But
Or
it can
safe
go the other
space.
way.
Yeah.
Growing up, for my experience, it was more of who you wished you could be. And that's a completely different side of it.
I think it was interesting in calling it back to your comment about how you said especially men have this sense of loneliness. Was that something that you had experienced when you were crafting this, that you were noticing that it's more men that are not craving attention, but they are craving to find something to where they're not by themselves?
Yeah, I think just like with how social media has transitioned and like looks maxing and all this stuff.
What is that though?
Right?
I'll be honest. I've seen it. I don't understand it.
Yeah.
I'm afraid to ask about it, but I just did. But what the hell is looks maxing? I don't know.
It's trying to better your looks in many different ways possible.
God.
And it goes from anything to a new haircut to stuff like phone smashing and all that stuff. There's a whole side to the internet about it. So you can, explore it for sure. Or don't. Or don't.
I don't think I will. I'm okay with how I look. I like my grays. I'm going to be 41 in another 2 months, and I'm okay with it. No.
Good.
No, you are.
No.
Yeah, it's
Not-
a lot of like younger people.
Listen, I am a Leo, and Leos are prone to be egotistical.
But
I don't believe it.
No, I own it. I own it verbatim. The problem is that I wouldn't go that far. No, I'm sorry, not sorry. It's just
I think
love who you are.
when options are so unlimited, when you have dating apps and social media and
Well, also the different filters.
And then
that
the
you could do
filters
on
come
it.
in.
Yeah.
So it becomes this competition with yourself that's an unachievable, unattainable, maximization of yourself.
I love how we went really deep with this conversation.
I know.
No, I'm not sorry, because that's normally how my conversations go.
Good.
When I do my podcast, it just turns into something simple. Then all of
Oh,
a sudden
love
we just
it.
go
I love that.
Oh,
We
incredible.
think you're going downhill, then we're going
Oh,
up.
we went way down the rabbit
We
hole.
went down the rabbit hole. I was standing here. I was talking to one of the writers and the directors of this, and the faces I made about the fact that it's a virtual reality. He has a virtual reality girlfriend. He's finding more in tune with the fact that he's embracing this life and then his real life. And I just kind of made the face, and I'm like, "Are you freaking kidding me?" kind of face. But it's also very interesting because they also said that there is this life where people are trying to, not in a sense finding that escapism, but they're trying to escape the loneliness. So I think that was really interesting. What do you guys think about that when you're seeing stories, especially when they're going into the AI scope and they're trying to branch out of that loneliness? What do you think?
I mean, I find it really thank you. Wow. I find it really interesting how quickly digital technology is evolving. Because
Yeah.
when I was a kid, the internet was a bunch of pixel cats riding rainbows. That was
Yeah.
the internet.
Yeah.
And it was like fun and it was silly. And it just keeps evolving and getting more complex. And it feels like we're not really talking about how that maybe affects us, like just
Mentally.
as human beings.
Yeah.
Mentally, physically, socially, politically, everything.
Pretty much all the
Um,
above.
And that was what was so refreshing about being a part of this project, because I don't think I had been a part of the project talking about these stuff before.
Mm.
Yeah, no, me neither.
Yeah.
I thought it was very refreshing as well. I've always found it fascinating that the different personalities that people put on online.
We're just talking
versus-
about that. Yeah.
yeah, versus in person. And I have someone close to me that kind of is more. I have multiple people that are close to me that in my life that are a little more driven online.
Yeah.
Just because it can be hard in real life sometimes, and that's where they find comfort, and that's where
Yeah.
they can find themselves to be almost more likable. And I've always find that super fascinating, and it was really fun to dive into that from this character.
It's interesting that we're talking about this and we feel like it's more now where they're finding that. You talked about when you started the internet back in the day. When I started internet back in the day, it was AOL Instant Messenger, and you were finding that all the time. So even then, it was kind of like you were still finding these people to talk to that was in your, not in a sense virtual reality, but you were also finding these people that you really didn't know in your real life that you were conversing with more than your actual friends at home. So it's weird how something from 30 years ago is now finding itself back 30 years later. But as you said, it's now more advanced. And I think that's what's scary.
Well, it's interesting too, even with AI now, like you wouldn't even know if someone isn't a real person. You're talking to them on Instagram and someone decided
don't.
to make something and they didn't label it AI, and it's just a really wild time. And I almost don't know how to process it. All I know is that you can't have a meet cute anymore on the street. You know what I mean? Because the
Yeah.
meet cute is on the phone.
It's on the phone.
They missed the meet cute. Boom. We're all on our phones. And it's like there's positives, like instant news, instant connection to the rest of the world. But I think there's some negatives too that we don't really address that, I hope our film inspires people to just think about.
I do agree with that because even for me, yes, with the business I'm in, we're always on our phones and it's sadly unfortunate. But when I make time for my people, the phone's away. It's in the pocket. I want to have that conversation with everybody and I want to make sure that they know that I'm here with you. And as you're saying, I think people need to get back to that. That was one of the things I loved about COVID is that we had to talk to people. I
What do
love
you mean, like online though?
Like in person.
Oh, but
Yeah.
during COVID, you said?
Yeah, because I didn't
He was out on the town during COVID.
Oh, you were.
Yeah,
Oh,
he was,
okay.
he was getting out.
technically no, until they started slowly opening things up. But the sense of it is that you were able to talk now to your family. You had no other.
yeah,
you had no other.
You were locked
This
in.
is
You were locked in.
Yeah. Well, and also now we're just talking about COVID. There was just such a fear with COVID. Right?
Yeah.
But it did get you closer to real people in your
It really
life
did.
for sure. I get what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah, it really did.
Yeah.
And that's what I miss about it. Looked like you were going to say something, so don't let me cut you
Oh my
off.
God! Wow, you could tell from my eyes that I was going to say because I was
Just saying.
about to say something.
20 years, baby.
Okay. Shall I say the thing?
Say the
It's gonna
thing.
be so
Say the
interesting.
thing.
Okay.
Say the
Let's
thing.
do this. I well, it's just I think it's like what I was gonna say was that it's so possible to do that. You know, like it's really hard and it's weird. I've like, you know, a lot of people have done this, like challenge yourself to like not be on the phone. Like if you're waiting in line
Yes.
at something, you see all these people and they're like this, you know, and it almost feels uncomfortable to not.
It is
look
awkward.
at
Oh my God.
It is awkward.
It's really weird.
When you're the odd one out.
Yeah.
You're like, wait. So now it's weird to just stand and like look and stuff. And I it's a good challenge for all of you out there.
I get it. And that is true. But I hope everybody gets something out of this, especially with what we just talked about. I mean, converse with your people. That's all I ask.
100% talk to strangers.
I agree.
Alexander, right?
Yes.
Yes. And we are talking about HOLO?
Yeah.
So describe this movie to us, because from my understanding, this does deal with artificial intelligence in this, correct?
Not really, actually.
Not really. Okay.
So the film is really about a woman who signs up for this experimental therapy session.
Okay.
It's called HoloQuant. And so she walks into a room, and across from her, it's basically she sees her dead husband. And her dead husband, imagine like a full virtual screen. And behind that screen is actually an actor in a motion capture suit pretending to be her dead husband.
Pretending. Okay.
Pretending. So it's basically like a virtual role play therapy kind of idea. And so the film basically unfolds in real time, all in this room. And so Claire kind of works through exposing herself to her husband. And so there's larger themes of abuse and, domestic violence at hand. And so the whole idea is she's trying to get closure, even though her husband's died, right, through this virtual past image of him. So that's the basic premise of the film.
So she's just, as you said, she's trying to get closer because she didn't get that when he was
didn't
alive.
when she was alive, yeah. So she signs up for this to try to get that as best as she can, I guess.
If that were you in that similar position, is that something that you would do? And if so, why?
I wouldn't. I think
You would not.
I wouldn't. I've struggled ethically and morally through the making of the film. It's
Really?
a good thing, yeah. And so I'm on the fence. I honestly think you have to have boundaries of how far you take that technology, because
Agreed.
it could be detrimental to your own mental health. But right now, no, I would not.
I would agree with that. I don't think I would want to do that either.
It's a little dangerous.
It's very dangerous. It's not something that I want to have because if that lives in the ecosystem, I don't want people to really know that.
Yeah, and that's the other thing, right? So our film touches on hints privacy, right? Although you're surrounded by these four walls in this room,
Yeah,
what's to stop from putting a camera up and recording the session?
exactly.
And so there's this whole larger issue of privacy for these, intimate sessions, I guess you could say.
I really hope people get to see this and they get to take something away from that because that's very important for them to at least to adhere to. So I really appreciate you taking a few minutes out of your time to talk to me about it.
No worries. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. I'm sorry. I'm going to make this more awkward for you then.
Okay.
Love it. Can't wait.
No.
Perfect.
So HOLO. So this is about a woman who is trying to find closure from her deceased husband, letting out everything that she didn't get to let out when he was alive. It's an interesting perspective because how I took it, I thought it was AI based, but I'm understanding it's really not AI based. Is that right?
Yeah, true. No, the Looking Glass, the company that we're working with within the film is with actors and using facial technology,
Yeah, facial recognition.
like
Facial
mocap
recognition.
kind of thing.
Yeah.
So it's not AI, but it's still keeping the human emotional grounding.
Oh,
weight to it.
interesting.
So
It
yeah.
tells a little bit of the story of the actors themselves performing the deceased roles.
Yeah.
So what they're going through as well.
Yeah.
And the addiction that they have, for better or for worse, dealing with the people that they have to see, daily or on a weekly basis.
Yeah. I asked this to Alexander, so I'm asking you this question.
Okay.
If you were in a similar position in real life, would you do it?
No.
No.
I'd think about it, but I'd probably say no.
So why?
And it
did you-
also depends. Sorry.
I was just going to say, why did you say no for both of you?
I think it would be yeah, I think it's very tough. I think I would struggle with, I wouldn't want it to be AI, but at the same time I would struggle with it being another person playing a version of the person that I loved.
Yeah. I also
They
said,
have their stuff together.
Yeah.
And I also said, I don't want that in the ecosystem either, because it's kind of like you're letting this out there into somewhat of an unknown. So that's why I would say no.
Yeah.
Sure. It's too real. I think that's
So
the easy way of saying no, because we will do it with tarot or, voodoo. Like there's always been things historically that are around that are similar. But if you suddenly are seeing that person, that's when it's a hard no for her. And it's probably a hard no for me.
Definitely a hard no on my part.
Yeah, there you go.
I appreciate your time. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. We're here at the 25th annual Tribeca Festival with, is it Rand or
Yes, it's
Rand?
Yes.
Okay, I wanted to make sure I was good.
That's perfect.
Good. And we're talking about Imprint. And from what I understand of this film, there is I guess this is a parent that is willing to sacrifice something at a cost that she probably did not expect.
Exactly.
Mm.
Exactly.
Okay. What is there more that we can say to that without giving too much away? Sure.
That's hard because, like, for this short, if you just hear the premise, it's gonna be a different short than if you know the ending.
Okay.
All I can say is like it's a surrogate story, but it's also an immigrant story.
Interesting.
Yeah.
If you had to, this is generalized though, so this is not pertaining to the movie itself, but I wanted to ask this, and I'm probably going to ask this to multiple people.
Of course.
If you had to make that choice, where you did have to do something where it would potentially not turn out the best way possible in the end, would you still do it?
I think it really depends because it depends on like how heavy the moral is. I feel like my answer will change. Depends on like how specific
On
it gets.
or the situation.
I mean, like the situation in the film. If they can
Let's ask that first, because I was very generalized with it, because I was going to say anything, but film-wise, if this were you, would you?
I think I might not, because that's the reason also I wrote it as a cautionary tale, because I think, for example, naturally I would think if I can buy a language, inherit it, it's so easy, right? I will be fluent in English right away. But then the thing is, I feel like even the process that learning English, I made all my friends, and then I learned so much about the culture during the process rather than the result. So I think the process for me is more important than the ending result, and then I wouldn't trade it.
I like that answer, because you just said it perfectly. How I feel is that we wouldn't really get to experience anybody else's culture if we just went ahead and just bought something and it just automatically is.
Yeah, I feel like that's with anything. Like process will teach you like so much more than just
You learn more about
exactly.
your culture, your history, and if you don't buy something where you're just learning it, you get to learn everything about them. You get to learn about their family and where they came from. And I feel like, honestly, that should be a big takeaway. If not from this film, that should be like this in life.
Yeah, for sure. Even like other stuff, like you will become more, you can gain perseverance, you can be more positive through the process. So I think the process is who you are as a person rather than the ending result. Yeah.
How long did the concept come for you to bring this to fruition?
I think it's pretty quick. Like I just wrote the concept for fun because like I'm pretty good at math, and I was the other day joking with my friends, like right now I'm in film, I would never use it. I would be willing to trade it for like English. We're just joking, and then the idea was born. The idea was born. I wrote it like then I got into the directing workshop for women from AFI. That's more like a structured program. There's like 8 women director. We each do a short. So it's a set time. And then even though I want to go slower, I can't because like I have to complete it within the program. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So yeah, pretty condensed.
Yeah. And what's it for you having this short here at Tribeca? What is that feeling for you in your head right now?
So I lived in New York for like a decade. Like right now, even though I'm living in LA, but this is like a perfect timing, a reason for me to come back here. So it's really so like homecoming coming to Tribeca. It means so much. And it's my first time in Tribeca. I'm very, very excited about the festival.
Same. This is my first one.
Really?
It's my first one.
Because like even though before when I was in New York, I go to Tribeca all the time for the festival, but this is the first time I'm having a film in here. So very like exciting.
Very, very much so. And congratulations again.
Thank you
so much for talking with me.
Nice
Thanks for tuning in to The Buzz. Catch all episodes on Spotify. Remember to like and subscribe. Visit buzzworthyradiocast.com.